Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog, so let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you could hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, rock stars, I know you guys was looking for the mic today. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I left it at home. We will address some things about the mic, Michael Jackson, if you will, on the next video on Friday. We need to have a conversation. So we'll save it for then, you guys, which is fine because I don't have much time today. Child, this is the end of the day. I had to come out here and try to do this video before the sun went down. So time is not on my side. So let's get started, you guys. First story up, we got to talk about Puffy, child. It's been a lot of Puffy in the news. Not that it hasn't been a lot of Puffy, but it's been a whole lot of extra Puffy in the news this week. One, because they're saying that Puffy is still trying to reach out to victims and witnesses, possible victims, possible witnesses, trying to get them to change their stories either by force, by bribery, just trying to get them to change up, basically. They're saying that he is doing this, reaching out to his friends and foes, if you will, because he will call his family. So he has like regularly scheduled family calls that he's able to make from prison, or from jail, I should say. And when he gets his family on the phone, then they go on to contact whoever he tells them to by three-way. And that's how he's been able to reach these people, even while he has been in jail. And I was like, Puffy, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why? Do you not think that they were going to find out about something like that? Do you not think that they're not listening on? I mean, do you think that they're not listening on your calls? Like, why would you think that that was okay? So, of course, prosecution has caught the fact that they're making these calls on the three-way call. So now prosecution is like, that's exactly why we don't let this nigga out the goddamn jail. Okay, you can offer $200 million at this point. You know, I think that is letting you know that they definitely do not want to let Puffy go, because he is a threat and a problem. And and the ego that he feels that he's able to do this, knowing that these people are, just amazing to me. Okay, they said that they did like some sort of routine check of his cell, and that they found some paperwork that he had written in. I guess they're calling it a diary, even though I don't know if it's a diary or not. Maybe it's just him jotting down some notes or whatever. But they found some paperwork of him saying that he did pay somebody, some woman, to corroborate his stories or whatever. We are assuming that that is Kalina Harper, the third member of Last Train, of Dirty Money. And so that kind of just confirms for them, like, you know, we know that he had called her, what did she say, 55 times, or is that what the paperwork said, like 55 times that he had spoke to her that day before they ended up arresting him. So at least we now know that he paid her, or at least we're assuming that he paid her, because that's what all of the fingers are pointing to. And, you know, there's a lot more money, I guess, where that comes from, at least for now. So, yeah, prosecution is like, yeah, this is exactly why we ain't letting the monkey ass nigga get his ass out of jail, because he's dangerous and he's not doing the shit that he's supposed to do. Prosecution is over it. They're also accusing him of trying to taint a potential jury by having his children put out this campaign of, oh, my dad is so great, you guys must have forgot, let me remind you. And they're posting videos of his on, on their social media, on his social media. I think Christian took over his social media when it was his birthday last week or a week and a half or so ago. And on that one, I was just like, I understand where the prosecution is coming from, but I'm like, damn, his kids can't wish him happy birthday. His kids can't, feel a way for their father. It's just sort of like, was that put out? Like, I think Prosecution is saying that he did that only to make himself look good for a jury, you know, like a family man and everything. But, you know, not trying to take up for Puffy or anything, because I do believe he's guilty and he's done a lot of bad things. But I'm just like, you know, he's always been around his family. He always big upped his kids. You know, his kids always loved him and showed love for him. So I don't feel like that is out the norm. So are these kids now not supposed to be able to say anything about their father? You know, I don't know if I don't know if that's a legitimate argument. Okay, but child, who am I? I ain't no real rock star lawyer. Okay. But, you know, it's just sort of like, I mean, the kids, they, you know, we saw the video of them sitting around the table and him on the speakerphone and them singing happy birthday and having a little baby up there and she blowing out the candles and everything. And I mean, that didn't change my feeling of whether or not I think that Puffy is guilty. Okay, that all that did for me is make it sadder, the fact that these kids really love their father and their father is in jail for some really horrible things, you know, and that he let a lot of people say and tell it, and even from us seeing with our own eyes, that he has been abusive to women in the past, sexually, physically, emotionally, mentally. I mean, he's done a lot of things, you know, so, but yeah, prosecution is just like trying to keep the man from doing anything, because I think they feel like anytime he gets just a little bit of an inch, he gonna take a fucking mile. Y'all know men like that. Every time you try to give them the benefit of the doubt, here they go. So now prosecution is just like, no. So yeah, I was like, yeah, Puffy is probably not gonna be able to see the light of day unobstructed anyway for a long time. Definitely not before that trial. They are not letting him out. They're not going to agree to any of the terms, especially with him behaving the way that he is, you know. And it feels like the lawyers should be able to tell him, like, you need to shut the fuck up. Calm down, be quiet, quit talking to these people. I mean, the man's life is on the line, so I'm sure he's probably feeling desperate and wanting to get in touch with these people and all, but that's the reason why you in jail in the first place. Not because of the accusations, because they was letting them stay out. They was letting them stay out. But if you're going to be contacting people, okay, well now, you know, so Puffy, what you doing over there, homeboy? What you doing, you know? Yeah, they not going to let his ass out. That trial is in May, so he'll be there until then. Also, while we're talking about Puffy, we can talk about Shine. You guys saw that he has a documentary that actually premiered yesterday on Hulu. And it is a documentary about Shine's life. You guys know Shine is the guy who Puffy had signed on. He was supposed to be like the second coming of Biggie. I mean, that sounds so disrespectful because it was not that at all. People was comparing him a lot to Biggie because he was a talented rapper and also because of the deepness of his voice. You know, I don't know if he was a lyricist the way that Biggie was. We didn't get to even see really because, you know, he did put out his album or whatever, but it was so tainted with all of the other shit that had happened with, you know, the club, them going to the club, them getting, you know, him getting accused of shooting someone, going to jail for all them years. You know, it's like his light was, it was shining so bright when Shine first came out. Everybody was talking about Shine. Whoa! Y'all thought I wasn't gonna sing, huh? Anyway, so yeah, we weren't able to see his light shine brightly because, like I said, it was cut out before we could even get going good. This is because they were at a club and some shit went down and there was some shooting and a woman, I believe, got shot. And at the end of the day, Shine is the one who went down for it. He always said he was innocent, always said that he did not have a gun, he didn't shoot anybody. The witness, the lady, I think, who got shot even said that it was Puffy who did it. Okay, Shine never said who did it, he just said who didn't do it, which was him. He said, according to this interview that he did with the Breakfast Club, because he's promoting the documentary right now. It was actually a really good interview, so if you guys haven't seen it, you should probably watch it. But he's talking about, he was talking about how they were at the club and there were a lot of people there that was intending on doing them harm. Okay. And when I say them, I'm talking about like the bad boy, the bad boy crew that was at this club at the time, including Puffy, including J-Lo, Shine, and a bunch of other people. And he said that actually people were actually trying to get at them and actually trying to kill him, and kill Puffy, kill them. Their lives were in danger. So Shine's feeling was Puffy could have probably easily explained, even though he's not saying that Puffy was the person that shot. He's just saying that Puffy could have easily kind of explained that it was in self-defense, why they were shooting there, and, maybe there could have been an investigation. But I know that Puffy probably felt like, nope, this is New York. They got strict ass gun laws. You absolutely cannot have guns in New York. He's just getting his bad boy, not just, but bad boy label at that time was huge. Doing mega numbers, had a lot of artists that they were responsible for. And I'm sure Puffy just did not want to have that lingering around in his background, So Puffy, without saying Shine is the one who did it, he kind of moved. The way he moved during that time was him basically saying that Shine did do it, or at least he didn't never say that Shine didn't do it. He let Shine take the fall. Shine didn't snitch. He didn't say who it was. I don't know if he doesn't know or if he just, has chosen not to say. Whatever it was, the man ended up going to jail for something like 12 years, right? And when he got out, he said that, Puffy, he was pissed at Puffy. Well, of course you would be, because Puffy not only did he go to jail that time, he didn't look out for him or his family, didn't send any kind of money, nothing. It was always said that people were saying that, Puffy probably told him once he got out, he would take care of him and all, and thank you for taking the rap and blah, blah, blah. But, Shine was like, none of that happened. He said at the most, he might have offered him $50,000 or something, and he just was offended. He was just like, what do you mean? A $50,000 and my whole life was fucking ruined for you. Okay? I had your life in my hands, and because the prosecution tried to get him to cooperate with them and he wouldn't. And so then they were like, okay, fine. You don't want to say that Puffy did it. Then you know what? You going to jail. So that's what he did. But when he got out, he was not feeling Puffy, understandably. And he actually left the whole rap game alone and got involved in politics up in Belize, or down in Belize, I should say. And, he's not the prime minister. I believe he's running for prime minister. That's what he has in his purview. So the interview was really good because he's just talking about how he felt about Puffy and how he had to basically forgive him, even though he hasn't forgotten. I think for his own sanity, for his own good, for him to be able to move on, he was just like, I had to forgive him and I had to be okay and at peace with that. People talk about him performing with Puffy when they had that tribute, I believe it was, to Puffy, and how he didn't want to do it, but then he did it, just trying to further let people know about Belize. That's why they had the flag. That's why, it was all that. To me, it was not a good idea to perform with Puffy because it confused a lot of people. People were just like, okay, so you say you don't really fuck with him or nothing, but then you're performing with him. And it's and then to hear he did that performance and still didn't even get paid for it, at least you could have got a couple of dollars then, So I can't say that I understand all of the moves that Shine has made, but he's done whatever he needed to do for his own good and his own sanity. He seems to be at peace now, nothing like being able to be like, I told you so after the fact, you wait for them days. Sometimes that don't come for people. But the fact that now Shine is able to be like, it's not really surprising. I know how Puffy is. He called him a devil and everything, and then he also gave him his props. Said, he did mentor me. He did help me. I learned a lot in that 1 year, that I was working under him. It was a good interview. It was a really good interview. I like to listen to Shine talk. I think he's very clear and he expresses himself well. I'm not going to say well-spoken because you guys, some of you have told me that I shouldn't say well-spoken about Black people. I was just like, if they well-spoken, what the fuck I'm supposed to say? But you guys tell me that saying well-spoken implies that usually black people are not well-spoken. So, I mean, there's that, okay? Anyway, like I said, it was a very good interview. I haven't watched the documentary yet, but I plan on watching it maybe this weekend. I did watch the Meg Thee Stallion documentary, and I enjoyed it. It was good. I'm hoping that this one with Shine is good as well. And, you know, people can kind of understand, you know, what the world was in those days when Shine was doing very, very well. Also, while we're talking about Puffy, we can talk about this high-profile person who has threatened, actually, they're not threatening, they're suing that Tony, what's his name? Busby? Is that his name? The lawyer that's representing that 120-something people against Puffy. Well, apparently the Tony guy had reached out to this high-profile person and told them that unless they pay Tony the money, he is going to accuse them of having sex with minors and, you know, being at the freak-offs and participating in all of this, you know, filth that Puffy was doing and all that, when this person says they were not at those parties and they did not do any of those things, you know. And so this Tony guy is probably feeling like, you know, everybody feels like Puffy is guilty anyway. So maybe this is a chance for him to make a whole bunch of money and try to get some money, try to squeeze some of these rich people, you know, even if they didn't do anything. You know, this is the time. Strike while the damn iron is hot, right? Well, this high profile person is threatening to sue. Not threatening, is suing. We don't know their name yet, but yeah, they're saying that they're suing and that Tony is full of shit. I mean, I was like, he's an ambulance chaser. He had his 800 number right behind him. That does not help your case to me, you know. So there's that. We'll see if they give us the name of whoever this high profile person was. And then lastly, we have Quincy and Christian. I just saw this before I came out here. Christian and Quincy are suing the guy who is supposedly saying that he somehow, from one of Kim's friends, Kim Porter's friends, their mother's friend, had a zip drive of Kim Porter, a tell-all that she was writing. And apparently they got a hold of this zip drive, and so now they are producing this book. The book has been published and they've been selling it. I think it's on Amazon. It's like Kim Porter's Tell-All or something like that. Tells It All or something like that. And they've been profiting off of it. Well, you know, of course, the Combs boys are saying that there was no such thing, although I don't know how they would know that 100% for a fact. You know, especially as the kid, like I'm not telling my kids that I'm writing a tell-all that could possibly blow a whole bunch of shit up, especially about their father that they love so much. Like, I wouldn't even be telling my kids nothing like that, you know? So they may not know whether or not she was writing that. But the thing about I'm sorry, Jada was just calling me. It's thrown my thought process off. But, anyway, they have the man is saying, what's this man's name? Courtney Burgess is his name, and his attorney, Ariel Mitchell. They're saying that they have that this is supposedly the words that she wrote down or typed down on her computer. And we already know that I'll Be Sure that said that it wasn't true. I don't know if I believe that this is, because who are they? Like, where did they come from? I kind of feel like I remember seeing something about the man saying that he was god brothers with Puffy's dad, or his father was brothers with the Puffy's father or some shit. He was a godson. I don't know. But so many people have jumped on the bandwagon with this. I mean, I'm sure they've been making a lot of money. Maybe initially. Now I think people probably realize that book is, may not be true. So maybe people have stopped buying it, but they probably did make a coin, and they're saying that they're not going to release how much money they've made from the book, and they not turning over the zip drive. So the boys sent them a cease and desist saying that you need to stop selling this book and you need to turn the zip drive over. Okay. So far, they're saying they ain't doing that. Okay. The boys have given them 5 days. You better try to sell up all you can in these 5 days, because after that, I guess they're going to, have a lawsuit against the guy. or the guy and the lady. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot of Puffy shit, huh? A lot of Puffy shit going on there. That's it on that, y'all. Next story. All right, you guys. So this morning, while I was curling my hair, I was watching the Ray J and Pastor Jamal Bryant podcast. I think it's called Let's Be Clear. Is that the name of it? I believe that is it. Don't quote me, though. I didn't write it down. And all I can tell you is it was a waste of a fucking hour. Because all jokes aside, you guys, something is really wrong with Ray J. Like, the whole time I watched it, I just kept saying, like, something is really wrong with this man. I mean, I was saying it out loud to myself. First of all, if you can get through the whole hour video, it's like 45, 50 minutes or something like that. It's a whole video of him talking in circles, kind of talking in riddles, not really saying what he's trying to say, you know, not making sense. And then sprinkled on top of that, a lot of comedy, but him trying to act like he's not trying to be funny. And, you know, I'm just like, Ray, you just need to be quiet. I really feel like Ray J would benefit going away to some sort of retreat. Okay. And just trying to get quiet. He talks too much. It don't be about nothing. Is, like I said, it's in riddles, and you really got to try to read between the lines to figure out what he's talking about. Yes, they did blurb out the parts where I guess he was mentioning somebody's name. Even, I didn't even know what they were talking about. You know, I feel like Ray J was kind of halfway talking about the sex tape that he made in the past, but I felt like he also was talking more about Puffy. And Jamal Bryant was just not able to decipher where he was going in the conversation. Because if you watch the video, I mean, he was all over the place, you know, and he's talking about being suicidal. And of course, I don't want Ray J to kill himself. You know, I think Ray J is talented, and I think he's a good business guy, you know. But Ray has like this, he loves to be the center of attention. He loves to be in the midst of chaos. I've already told you guys that I think the fact that him and Prinky not together anymore has really thrown him. Okay, because he even said in the interview that he loves her, but she loves somebody else. And so that's kind of where he's going to approach the rest of his life. And he's still young. It's like you could still meet somebody, fall in love, and still have a family, and still, you know, build a long future with somebody. But he just feels like it's over. Yeah, something's really wrong with Ray J, like really. But I can't even really tell you what none of the points were in the interview because he literally did not say nothing. I don't even know why he was sitting up there threatening Jamal Bryant unless he was upset about the fact that he looked like he might have been on something. He didn't look like he was on something. Let me take that back. He looked good. But he talks crazy, you know. He talks like somebody... Like, you know how you have like some family members that might drink too much or something, and then they call you on the phone and they had you on the phone for like 2 fucking hours, and it just be a whole bunch of foolishness, and you just be sitting there like, Lord, when I'm gonna get off this fucking phone? Okay, these niggas done repeated themselves 8 times. Like, it's just like, I can't. That's how it was with Ray. Take away a drunken slur, but it was just that whole feel of, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, you know, other than him saying that he almost, you know, he went to sleep on the edge of a roof, and if he rolled over, then it was meant to be for him to die and all that. I got that part of the story very clearly, but everything else, no, I just couldn't. I don't understand, you know, him saying that him and his family don't get together often. And I was like, see, that's part of the problem, is that he ain't been around the king. But you get your ass around King Sonia, she straightened that nigga out, because you saw after that interview went out and all that Ray ended up apologizing and apologized to Pastor Jamal Bryant. You know, he shouldn't be threatening a pastor and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, yeah, Ray, you need to go away. Like, Ray, seriously, all jokes aside, he could stand a retreat. Child, he could take a little time off to just have a little quiet time in himself, with himself, in his mind, and try to get some peace there, because yeah, Ray is you know. It also feels like he can't let the porn tape go. Like Jamal Bryant was telling him, like, you know, you've moved past that. Like, you know, you have a past and everybody knows you did the sex tape and everything, but nobody thinks about that tape. The only time that anybody thinks about that tape still this day is if he brings it up or if Kim brings it up. But people don't even really bring that shit up no more. But it's always him. And, I'm not saying that he can't have some trauma from what happened, if, maybe he does and all, but it's just sort of like, if you're trying to move past it, then quit talking about it, And then I don't even know if I can believe anything that comes out of Ray's mouth, because at one point he said, he basically said that for the right price, he'll say and do anything. Did you hear when he said that? So that right there lets you know that you never really know if Ray is serious or not. Okay. And he usually is not. Just like when he started talking about how he don't like baby oil, he a Neutrogena man. That's exactly why them Combs boys wanted to fight you. Cause you say shit like that. Like that was so unnecessary, but that is Ray. And that's the kind of stuff that makes you laugh. And that's why I was laughing and watching that video. Like, I'm not taking none of this serious, none of this serious. But there is a part of me that also feels like Ray J is just like, he crashing out, like the kids say. It's just like he is always something. Now I saw he was on the interview with Chris Cuomo, and he was saying that he spoke with the boys, and they hashed it out and got their differences together. And now they're going to be doing some community service together and trying to help, the youth and all of this shit. And I was just like, is that really what happened, Ray? Because until I hear from the damn Combs boys, you can't believe shit that Ray says. Nothing. Okay, so yeah, that interview, I was just like, and then I noticed that Jamal Bryant, I said, I guess he's trying to be like Club Shay Shay. Y'all see how I did not realize that he even had that. He had a lot of interviews on there. I even saw something with Krishan Rock. I didn't watch it, but I was just like, it's interesting that as a pastor, that he's interviewing these kind of people. Not these kind, that's so bad to say. But, like he's a pastor, like these are like really secular folks, like, secular for real. Even though Krishan is on her new, I Love God, damn phone cut off, on her new, her whole religious thing that she's on now. But yeah, I was watching that. I was just like, oh, this is interesting. Yeah, I do believe that Jamal is trying to pick up some of the Club Shay Shay views as well. Seems to be doing pretty good with it. So that's it on the interview. Y'all let me know if you've seen any of it, what you thought about it, if you can agree with me, or if you disagree and you feel a different way for Ray, y'all leave that all below. Also, congratulations, while we're talking to Jamal Bryant, he did end up marrying that other pastor. What was her name? I wrote it. Dr. Carrie Turner. Okay, they got married this past weekend, so it was a busy weekend for Jamal. They both look very happy. Okay, I hated her dress. I hated it. And not because it was pink, because I actually love pink. I love pink as a dress color, if it's the right pink. Her pink was just like that. Child, it was that, I want to say putrid. It was that pink that's like the blue pink that's like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it should be a wedding dress color. She could have had like a more nuder type of pink. And then maybe I would have been okay with the color if the dress didn't have all them fucking ruffles. Now, you guys know I am a ruffle girl. I love me a ruffle. I love me a flower. I love me a little floopy floop and a little cute little razzmatazz around here. I love all that. But child, all them ruffles and shit on that dress, she looked like she had a fucking quinceañera dress on her. It was awful. It was awful. But anyway, besides that, they look real happy. She looked pretty in the face. It's just I wasn't feeling that dress. It wasn't for me, so it don't matter. His girls look good, though. His daughters, did you see them in their black dresses? I thought they all looked great. Even the older ones, not just the ones that he has with Giselle. He has a couple of other daughters as well. They all look very beautiful. But yeah, they got married this weekend. I saw a video of Jamal dancing and everything. I was like, look at this, having him a good old time. Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it on that, y'all. Y'all let me know what you thought about that interview, though. Tell me what y'all thought, because I'm telling you, Ray, Ray, he's a lot. All right, politics. Let's get through this real fast. So YSAP has picked his cabinet members, and there's been a lot of talk about it. And they're saying that he's only picking people that have been loyal to him, damn whether or not they got any experience. Okay, I'm just gonna throw out a few names to you guys to let you know where we at with it right now. He's picked up RFK Jr., okay, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., over the health department, okay, for the whole country, you guys. This is a known conspiracy theorist who does not believe in science when it comes to medication and all of that. And you, as YSAP said, he gonna let them go crazy over there at the health department. Child, I'm just gonna sit back and watch the fucking shit burn down, okay? Yeah, they got him supposed to be doing that. We got Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General. Now, if Matt Gaetz' name sounds familiar, that is the guy who they had an investigation. He was a congressman at the time, and they had an investigation that he was sexually assaulting. Well, I think it was like a sex trafficking charge or an accusation of sex trafficking, because they said that he was taking women across state lines, sleeping with them, many of them minors. They're saying that there is one 17-year-old girl who he slept with. They said that at the time he did not know that the girl was 17, but he found out afterwards. But they're saying that he was known for taking young girls and having sex with young girls, as well as paying those girls to have sex with other people that were in his group, you know, having parties. They said that they had this wild drug-fueled party back in 2017. That's when he slept with the 17-year-old girl. So apparently there was an investigation done, but they've sealed those records. Now that YSAP is talking about having him as the Attorney General, oh my God. Child, I said I'm just going to report the news that they got him as the Attorney General. Now the Republicans and the Democrats alike are saying that they want to see what the report said. I just want to see look at how... It's so funny to me that the Republicans are about to knowingly swear in people who have absolutely no experience in some of the most important jobs in the country. You guys saw who he was going to have over Secretary of Defense, the Pete Hegseth name, the guy, that's the guy who they're saying worked for Fox News, I think, and that he had paid off some woman that he had sex with, but he didn't want people to find out. He was afraid that he was going to lose his Fox News job because the woman, I think he was married and this was not his wife. So that guy is supposed to be the Secretary of Defense over the military, you guys. People like, you know, I saw an interview. I was watching George Stephanopoulos the other day, and a woman was talking about how the folks in the DOJ and the FBI are all worried because YSAP is about to just put a whole bunch of people in there that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and that a lot of people are probably going to end up quitting, and it's going to throw maybe some chaos into the mix because you're going to have a lot of people there that have been working there for years and years and years, people that have been through many administrations, both Republican and Democrat. Okay, people that have been working there 30, 40 years, you know, so you know they've been through a lot of different changes of the guards, basically. And now you got people that are just like, I'm not fixing this motherfucker that, you know, that basically is in charge of making sure that, you know, the transportation in the city has funds for it, and that this person that you know, goes around and shakes the hands and kisses the babies and takes pictures and is looking out for the community, like that person is not prepared to deal with the entire defense of the United States and what it all entails. I mean, a lot of people don't have no idea what the Department of Defense faces daily. You know, we live our lives very blindly. We have no idea of the dangers that we probably face every day, that they have to make sure it, you know, it never comes to be. And now you got a motherfucker that just worked for Fox News, about to run this damn Department of Defense for the country. There are other names, obviously, of people, but I don't have it. But there are a lot of people that he is planning on putting in place. You know, they have to be confirmed, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Republicans, when you know that these people are not the ones for the job. Now, we done already accepted the nigga gonna be the president for y'all stupid ass president for the next 4 years and everything fine. Okay? Now we got this foolishness to deal with, and I'm just going to sit back and watch. Even though we all going to suffer, but I am going to sit back and have a special amount of gloatation. Is that a word? I'm a gloat, because it's just sort of like, this is what y'all wanted. This is what y'all wanted. Okay? This motherfucker about to really, and you can't even be mad at YSAP, because he always said what he was doing. People didn't take it seriously. Folks tried to tell you about this Project 2025. Folks didn't want to believe it. He tried to separate himself from it, and obviously people believe that. Or maybe y'all was good with the things that it said in Project 2025. But you know, they talking about people wanting to change their votes and all kind of foolish. No, you're not changing votes. This is what you get. And it's too bad, but you know, what can you do at this point? Child, I don't even care. I don't even care. We gonna see though. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be an interesting 4 fucking years. Did you guys see that there's a cruise ship that's offering 4 years cruise, a 4-year cruise for people who want to get out of the country and not be here for the 4 years that YSAP is in office? Now that is a long fucking time. I couldn't do that. But I know there are a lot of people that might like being on boats. Hell, folks work on boats for years and years. So, I mean, I guess it's possible. I'm sure people might sign up for it. I don't know if they get a whole boatload of people, but maybe they will. Okay, I don't know where the boat goes and all. But 4 years, you know, that's with, especially with climate change and the way the weather is tripping and doing all this craziness now, you know, I'd be afraid to be on a boat for 4 years, but maybe so. And then lastly, you guys, they're saying that YSAP says that he's going to use the military, the people that's in charge of making sure that this country is safe. He's going to use the military to enforce the mass deportation. Yep, that's like getting a surgeon to go and clean the toilets and the bathrooms at the hospital. Like, why do you have people doing that? Like, why do you have the military doing that? Child, it's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see. All the fun starts around January 21st or something like that. We'll see what happens. Next story. All right, you guys, NBA YoungBoy mama named him Kentrell Golden. He pled guilty to his part in a large prescription drug fraud ring that operated out of his home in Utah. You guys remember he was sent to Utah to stay on house arrest from Louisiana because he was in trouble in Louisiana with the gun charge and all of that. He went up to Utah, and I guess they was hoping Utah, you know, him being there with the Mormons and whatnots, that he would act like he had some fucking sense. But he done got up there and got involved in the damn drug ring for prescription drugs, and they was operating out of his home, you know. So he went from the pan into the fire. Now he was originally charged with 46 charges. On Monday though, he pled guilty to 2 of the 3rd degree felony identity fraud. He pled guilty to 2 counts of 3rd degree felony forgery and 6 counts of misdemeanor unlawful pharmacy conduct. He pled no contest to the remainder of the charges. Okay. And so part of the deal is that he will not serve any time on any of those charges. And that's because he's already going to be serving time. I think they said 27 months for another case that happened. And I don't even think that that's the gun case from Louisiana. I think that this is something else that happened in Utah, that he's going to be in jail for for 27 months. Also part of the deal, he had 4 felony charges that were reduced to a Class A misdemeanor, and he was ordered to pay a $25,000 fine. Okay, they suspended the sentence because of the 27-month, that he's going to have to do for a case from Weber County, Utah. That's it. After he finishes his 27 months, they say that he's going to be placed on 5 years federal supervised probation. So that's what's going on with NBA YoungBoy. It feels like he has so many cases. So, child, it's just, that's what they say. All right, next story. All right, you guys, and then lastly, in quickies, I did not watch the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. I didn't realize that Jake Paul was actually the YouTuber that had gotten in trouble for walking through that forest with the people that were dead hanging from the trees. I think there was a place somewhere in Asia that folks would go and kill themselves, and he actually went there and filmed it, and he got in a lot of trouble. I think he actually lost his channel over that, and then he decided to start fighting and all of this. But anyway, I didn't watch the fight only because I don't really have much respect for boxing matches anymore. It's not the same as when we used to watch Sugar Ray Leonard and Mike Tyson, which is ironic to this story, but Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Sugar Ray. Yeah, it's not the same as when we used to watch all those fights and you have to pay, pay-per-view, and it was like exciting and all that. Now all of the fights feel very rigged. It's always like more of an exposition instead of like an actual fight. We've got Mike Tyson, who's 58 fucking years old, fighting Jake Paul, who's 27. And Mike Tyson is a monster, and I wouldn't want to just fight that nigga just regular on the streets, even to this day, okay? But, you look at Jake Paul, he's way much taller than Mike Tyson. He's, bigger than Mike Tyson. He's younger than Mike Tyson. It was, even with Mike Tyson being who he was, it wasn't going to happen. And so, no, I didn't watch it. I had no desire to watch. I respect the fact that they made a lot of money, so I'm not mad at them both making their money, because at this point it's just a business. But the fight, but going and watching the fight and really rooting for somebody and seeing who's going to win and who has the most stamina and the most strength and who's the best fighter and all that, yeah, them days is over. I don't believe in that shit at all. So it's like, I don't care about fights anymore. They say that Beyonce is going to be performing at the halftime show of the football game on Christmas. It will be on Netflix. Okay, Netflix is doing the damn thing, ain't they? And so is the NFL. I know a lot of people's probably going to be mad about it, but she's going to be performing at the game with the Houston Texans and the Baltimore Ravens. And she's going to be performing songs from Cowboy Carter. Okay, Cowboy Carter, which received, I think, 11 Grammy nominations. So, yeah, the Country Music Awards didn't want to give her nothing, but the Grammys saw differently, So, congratulations to her. This makes her break the record for the most nominations for an album by a female artist, and that number would be 99. So congratulations to Beyonce. Are you guys going to watch her on Netflix? I think I will. And also, while we're saying congratulations, we might as well congratulate Megan Good and Jonathan Majors. They announced at the Ebony Power 100 list gala the other day. We saw the red carpet and all the people on there, them two, announced that they were engaged. She was holding up her hand, and she just kept on holding her hand up, and she was smiling and glowing. She looked really, really excited and happy that she was getting married to Jonathan Majors. And I was shocked because I thought we just talked about them two breaking up, and I was just like, girl, was you not able to get away? I already told y'all, this nigga looked like he was not fixing to let Megan go. Okay, but she does look happy, child. I just look at them and I just be like, it's such a strange match. But the heart wants what it wants. So I guess as long as the nigga ain't beating her ass, although I don't know about. I'm not laughing. I don't think that he is beating her ass. Okay, she doesn't seem like the type that will sit around for anything like that. I'm just gonna say congratulations to them. I saw her ring. It's very pretty. It looks like it's a yellow diamond with like a halo setting, the halos around it and all that. It's very cute, very pretty. So congratulations to the happy couple. All right, you guys, that is it. Let me get on off of here. I gotta go back in the office. We do this every single week, so make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.